All right. So one of the things that we have to consider when we're looking at the prospect step in the client journey or the patient journey is that there is a time where you don't know about them and they don't know about you. And so we have been testing and proving out different processes to move them from not knowing who you are, your services, or how that applies to them, and getting them to take the first step in that process to raise their hand and self-identify, or more importantly, to get themselves out of that pool so that we are only collecting information from the people that are most likely to make it through your entire process to start treatment. And what we've done is over the last 3 years, we've been proving out and testing and trying different ads and different landing pages and different messaging to help people to self-identify right off the bat and then get into that lead phase. But right off the bat for the prospect phase where you don't know who they are, then using proven ads and processes is going to be the most important piece. And with our platform, I'm going to show you how easy this is to launch the entire process. So this is a sample account that we've got. Launch a new campaign. Let's say we want to do it on Facebook and Instagram. We click Facebook. And then let's say that we're going to go with our top performing ads. And our top performing ad is this one right here, this set for treatment-resistant depression. Now, one of the things that we've learned over the several years that we've been doing this is we used to be focused on equipment, and then we would be focused on the practice itself. And we got leads, but they weren't great leads. And then we started to dial in on some different verbiage. And we noticed that when we started to address the condition that people were having, that the most people that made it all the way through all of the steps to get to treatment, when we focused on that condition, then more people that were raising their hands and converting as a lead were completing treatment. So we have continued to focus in on that and try to figure out a better and better and better way of getting more of those people to raise their hand and say, yes, this identifies me, and more of the people that are less likely to make it through that entire process to move themselves out of the funnel. But the first step is select which one you want to run. You select it, you come in here, and we actually give you all of the landing pages, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. But we give you all the landing pages, the thank you pages, the text messages, the booking bots, all of that stuff is wrapped up in our full offering, and I'm going to show you some of that in just a minute. But in this one, we'll say it's a landing page that we give you the address for. Let's say your budget is $15 a day. You would just paste that website address in here that we give you. And then this is the radius in miles around your location that you want that ad to run. And usually 10 to 15 miles is as far as you want to go unless you have multiple locations. So let's say 15 miles and then launch campaign. And that is as hard as it gets to launch a whole symphony of automations and tools that will take them from a prospect into being a lead, where then you can actually communicate with them and get them scheduled for a consult and get them qualified and all the different steps that go on from there. Another thing that we do for our practices is, a lot of times people will click on ads and they'll go to the next step, or they'll open it up and they'll read through it and they'll go through the content that's there, but they won't go through the next steps there. They want to find you online and typically convert on your website. We've seen a lot of our practices where we run ads and they're successful, but the amount of organic leads or leads that they convert online on their website goes drastically up. And that's because people consume differently than they used to. They used to just kind of follow suit and do whatever was next. But there have been so many things that were not exactly what consumers wanted at that next step that they do a little bit of investigation, they click on an ad, they read, and then they go back and they find your website, or they go and they find your social, whatever it is, and then they'll convert through those different avenues. And so what we've actually done is we've taken all of the things that we've seen on successful websites to capture those leads and move people forward to the next step. And we actually build websites for our clients completely for free. And here's an example of one of those that is very clear, straightforward. You know why people are there. And we have lead capture right on the very first section that you go to. And this is a qualifying PHQ-10 for a NeuroStar client. But we have PHQ-9s and other lead forms that we also use here. But we build this completely free and have different lead conversion pieces as part of it too. One of the things that is really important about the process is it's not just launching the ads, right? You have to put together the next logical steps for somebody to go through to check off those boxes, and then structure things for them or position them for them to have those boxes met for your next step to pick up. And what that looks like is, let's say we are running that ad, this ad set. So where they would go when somebody clicks on that ad is to a landing page. And this is a sample landing page from one of our clients where they go, they learn about, I know it's me. We do give you the scripts if you want to do your own video. So it's your own branding, your own base, all of that. But for clinics that are just starting up, that's a little ways down the road. And so they have this just to be able to generate those leads and get people educated. But we have this place for them to go and convert as a lead and self-identify, where we have the questions that they might go through. Let's see, 2 or more medications, and so on and so on and so on. So when they're here, they're still a prospect. We don't know who they are. What we want to do is make sure that in that transition from prospect to lead, that we're doing everything that we can, because that's probably the warmest point to be able to communicate with them, to move them forward. And so once they click next or submit this form, then we capture their information, and then they switch to that next status, which is lead. And I'm going to show you that really quickly. So when they come over here to the next status in lead, we immediately are holding them on a thank you page where we are giving them more information. We're giving them the next steps that they need to take in their journey towards getting successful treatment. We are buying you time to be able to reach out to them as quickly as possible. If we can reach out to them within 5 minutes, then that's awesome. If we can reach out to them in a minute, that's even better. Statistics have shown in MIT studies, in Harvard studies, and HubSpot studies that the quicker you reach out to people, the more likely they are to actually go with you and progress as a lead. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we do to help with that as well. It's not just the thank you page. When somebody fills out that form on the landing page from the ad, or they fill out a form on your website, then we have automations and things that are kicking off for them to be able to help your practice be able to serve them better and to be able to communicate with them when they are the most interested. So when somebody fills out that form, I put my information in here so that we can see exactly what's happening when it's happening. Our first action that is going on right now is we have an AI booking bot that is trying to get them scheduled for an appointment in the next couple of days. Now, this is working with your calendar. So it's not booking when you don't have time. It's not booking when everybody is completely off or anything like that. We can connect it to your calendar so that it's only pulling available times to be able to schedule those. And you can tell us certain slots that you want people scheduled for and all that kind of stuff. We can get into the weeds with that. What's happening right now is it's trying to schedule an appointment with me right now. And I have a couple of different filler areas where it would be your clinic, it would be your information. And so you can actually see the text message that I just got when I filled this out. It says, hey, Adam, this is maybe your setter. This is Amy. Just want to let you know that we did get your assessment. We're sorry you're struggling. Are you doing okay right now? And what I'll do is I'll say, things are kind of rough right now. And at the same time, I'm going to show you what you can see. And in real time, you can see what is going on with the lead and with the AI. Things are kind of rough right now. So what happens? The AI, it starts to pick up. Okay, so here's some good news. Based on your form and your answers, it's all really similar to people we have high success rates with. The next best step is to schedule some time with our coordinator. It can be in person, over the phone, or with the computer, whatever is easier for you. What does your schedule look like over the next 3 days? So that's the text that I got next after I replied. And it's going to try and schedule that appointment. And let's say that I say Tuesday afternoon. And I can show you that that's what I replied right there. Tuesday afternoon. It pops in there and is showing maybe that's going to be able to book an appointment with me. And I want you to pay attention to this because we have this next step. It's called the pre-qual schedule. Our approach is different than most practices until they see what we offer and how we change some of those numbers and their metrics throughout the practice. And it makes a lot of sense. And so right now, the AI just texted me back. We can actually see what it says right here. Here's some openings. 23rd, 3, we'll just say 3 p.m. is great. And we'll see that pop in right here. Just give it a second. 3 p.m. is fair. And so it's going to confirm that with me. We're going to see what that does over here when it confirms it. And it finishes off the automation. All right. So it actually just confirmed the appointment. It says, okay, so we have you set for Tuesday, April 23rd, 3 p.m. First step is the hardest, and you've already taken one. We'll call in just a bit to confirm the appointment and see if there's anything more we can help with. We're looking forward to talking to you soon. And then it has another personal message right after that. But one of the things that we teach is in this process, there are different points where we can have more meaningful conversations and build momentum with our leads and with our patients so that they are more likely to start treatment. And once they're at that point, more likely to finish treatment because there is some fall off in that process. One of the things that we've seen has been really successful is when we book an appointment off of that initial lead capture process is having a pre-qual conversation. And this may be a little bit different from some of the conversations that you currently have with leads. When somebody books through the AI, we actually recommend that you give them a call within the next couple hours of them booking. And it's not to gather information. It's not to talk to them about the next step. It's really to check in and start to build a relationship of trust. And the way that we've seen that be the most successful is, let's say the appointment center, the treatment coordinator is Amy. And Amy calls Adam and says, "Hey, Adam, I just saw that your information came through and that you booked an appointment for Tuesday at 3:00. I just wanted to make sure you're doing okay." And Adam, at that point, is probably going to open up a little bit, or is going to be a little bit taken off guard, because he's used to clinics or doctors calling just to confirm and ask for things, right? And so asking how they're doing is a little bit disarming, and it opens up for better communication. So asking Adam, "Okay, Adam, how are you doing? Things are kind of rough right now." And then if he goes on, great. If not, great. You continue the conversation and touch on bullet points like, it looks like in the form that you mentioned that you've tried a couple different kinds of medications and you've tried therapy and those haven't worked. Can you tell me a little bit about that? And if he opens up, great. If all he says is, yeah, I've tried them and they just haven't worked the way that I thought that they would, then you can finish the call up there because he doesn't want to open up. Or you can have a more motivating conversation and say, okay, for our consultation, for our meeting, there are a couple things that I'm going to send you over that are really helpful for our patients. And a lot of people see really good success, but it's important that you understand this few things. So I'm going to send you over a video that walks you through some of that information. And then we're also going to send you over a couple forms and things that make it really easy for us to help you in the next couple of days, be as far as you can be before we actually have our consultation. And so it takes the pressure off of the lead to get you insurance cards. It takes pressure off of them to fill out forms right now. And all of that, it is just personal. And that's what we want at this phase. We want to build motivation and we want to build momentum in them so that they will keep going. And that has to be easy for them. So watching a video for a few minutes is really easy. And we actually have some white labeled videos that we give to our practices to be able to use. And again, we give you the scripts in case you want to record those yourselves as well. But let's say that Adam didn't book right here. And let's say that the booking bot wasn't successful and it just times out. Guess what happens? It automatically runs through this next step. And what that does is it schedules a call for whoever is doing the appointment setting for your practice to reach out to them as a warm lead. And it sends them a text and it sends them an email that helps reinforce and helps them to see how big of a deal it is that they actually started the process to feel better. And you can see in all of these different steps, we actually have automated communications for our leads for 10 days. And so you can see in all of these, we've got day 2, it'll send out an email and schedule a call. On day 3, it sends out a text message. On day 4, they will set up a call, schedule a call for you. On day 5, it sends a text message and an email. On day 6, a call and we have a voicemail script for you and an email delivers. Day 7 is a text message. Day 8, an email. Day 9 is a call and a voicemail and a text message. Now let's say they make it through that day. It automatically puts them into a long-term follow-up, which has that 9 months of outreach, which is an email every single month, a text every single month, and a voicemail drop every single month to be able to make sure that we are reaching out to them probably when they are going to be more susceptible to a message from us when they've already gone through and had that good experience with our brand. Those are a lot of the steps that we teach our practices that they need to take people through, and we help train on some processes and conversations and some things that you can do in practice to improve your numbers as well. It's not just ads, landing page, and a place for leads to go. It is automation, it is training, it is so much more. In our first 90 days, we are trying to fix the amount of leads that are coming in, the quality of leads, and then the speed to getting them to move forward with your practice. After that, we are trying to dial in a whole bunch of different numbers and efficiencies in your process, from starting that conversation with the lead to getting them to start treatment. We have so much that we could show you and so much that we could customize to make this as effective as possible. I wanted to give you a quick, semi-in-depth demonstration to show you exactly what it does, to see what it's like for the practice to be able to manage, which all it is for the practice to manage is moving people to the next step or coming into the conversations and handling those active conversations that are coming to your office from your leads. Actually maintaining and managing the pipeline typically takes about 20 minutes a day to be able to do that for all of your leads. Because we have so much of it automated to be able to support your practice and put things in a place that makes it easier for you to execute and make sure that people don't fall through the cracks. It also makes it really simple for you as the practice manager or owner to be able to see what your employees are doing that is being successful or not successful, and be able to make adjustments in the process so that you can continue to improve and improve and improve. If you have any questions, please reach out. We're happy to take you through as much as you need and to help out however we can. Thanks.